I told them they could never make me do it again. But some vendettas just don't die. What's going on, prospectors and mailbox miners? This is Dig Daddy out here in the shed, bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. And today for you, we got a bag from Vendetta Prospecting. We got some of their Hassayampa River. Excuse me if I said that wrong. Really, the reason I bought this dirt is just because I liked saying that name right there, Hassayampa. And I wanted to do a video where I could say it over and over, regardless of how much I slaughter the thing as I do it. But we got some of that Hassayampa River. 1 gram is guaranteed, is what we're supposed to find here today. And just going through the details on this, and we got 2 pounds of dirt and that Hassayampa River Paydirt. Now, this dirt, let's see, it's right off the bedrock. 2 pounds of unsearched from an Arizona hotspot. The gold in here is going to be nuggets, pickers, flakes, and flour is what could potentially be found. Of course, I'll put up here, you guys can read along with me, or if you can read that small. Otherwise, link down below to the page so you can go check it out for yourself, as always. Now, the Hassayampa River has been a well-known source of placer and hard rock mining since the late 1800s, so it sounds like we're in a good area. Now, this particular pay dirt is classified to 0.438, which is, I guess, a little bit under a half inch. Out in the field to avoid shipping you large rocks. Now, I like that because I hate getting large rocks in my pay dirt, unless they're gold nuggets, which they never are. It's always just big rocks. So that means more material to go through, less stuff to toss out right up front. And I like that because then you can go through it more at your leisure instead of all at once, because you want to get all those big rocks out of the way. Now, the pay dirt itself is unsearched, so there's going to be organic matters in here, so we're going to be ready for that. Filter that out in a strainer. If the water gets too dirty, we're not worried about that. But if you're panning at home, that's something to worry about. And here's what I like. No gimmicks, no bonanza BS, guaranteed gold, packages sent out USPS, blah, blah, blah. This is just some straight up pay dirt, the way I like to see it. No boulders, just nice material and gold to be found. So we're going to crack this open and shake it out. We'll take a look at it and then run it down the sluice. So don't go anywhere. We're going to find us some gold. So we're back and ready to shake this out. Just want to take a look at the dirt real quick. Vendetta Prospecting, 1 gram guaranteed gold, Hassayampa River Edition, 2 pounds of pay dirt, artisanal small batch pay dirt, made in Arizona. Now this is important to know. Not a lot of pay dirt sellers are going to put this, but I think all of them should. Just to give you fair warning. Warning, this pay dirt may become highly addictive. Man, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Alright, if you didn't buy yours on vendettaprospecting.com, you can, just so you know, and you can check them out on YouTube. If you haven't checked them out on YouTube, go give them a check. Check them out, check it out. They're on the YouTube, so they got some videos to see, and you can watch their adventures as well. Now, this came to me, now these bags cost 70 bucks. Was shipped in the USPS hard box packaging, so that's good. Now, there was no outer bag around the bag, and you know, I always prefer there to be that second bag just in case, but no worries this time. Nothing busted through, and these are pretty heavy duty bags anyway, so if he hasn't had a problem with it, he's probably okay. But I always like to see that second bag just in case. You never know. You never know. Ooh, that's a lot of dirt. 2 pounds is what we got here. So now you can take a look at this nice, and this looks more quartzy than anything else. So you can kind of see a lot of silicate sand in there, quartz type material. But there you go. That's your pay dirt. The biggest rocks I see are about that big, not too bad at all. Little clay pieces you might want to shatter and break up if you don't see them falling apart once the water hits them. You never know, it might be a little flake of gold stuck in there trying to find a way out, and then it just slides its way out the sluice or out of your pan, and you don't notice because it's encased in a bunch of dirt. But that felt pretty light. I think it'll break up as soon as the water hits it. But there you go. That's our dirt. Let's take a look to see how much magnetics are sitting in here. Arizona dirt can be really hit or miss. And not a whole lot. Just a little drop of it, really. So that'll be easy enough to go through. I'm not even going to bother with removing them until later. So let's shake it out. See what it's all about. And we're back. You didn't even know we left, did you? But I got tired of you watching, and so I just sped us along a little bit. And so here we are. We got all that dirt classified, all 2 pounds broken down. So we're going to start up here with the 1/4 inch. Not a whole lot to deal with up here, which is great. I hate dealing with a bunch of rocks that I know ain't gold. Couple sticks in here, nothing too big, nothing to worry about. Like I was mentioning, you will find some of these little clay chunks. Just break those up so that way they make their way into the material. Not a whole lot of them. There'd be maybe 3 of them that I found in the bigger stuff. There's probably a lot more little pieces of it down inside there. But as far as the 1/4 inch, that's all there is. Nothing to write home about. Next we got our +10. Good amount of material in here, and I already saw some gold in here. I saw a little picker. I did let it get away, but it looked like it was actually feathery or crystalline gold. So that's pretty cool. Now the amount of material in here isn't a great amount. It's just right up there to the bottom of that first riffle here on the little cheapy China pan. Next up we got our +20. Now a little bit more material here. About halfway up that first riffle. Again, we are working with 2 pounds of material, so it's to be expected and to be seen a little bit more than usual. But as I'm sifting things around here, boom, there you go. There's 1 piece of gold, there's 2 pieces of gold, there's 3 pieces of gold, there's 4 pieces of gold. Holy smokes. And I'm not even trying to find it. It's just sitting there, waiting, saying, dig daddy. You know you want this shiny. There's some more. Look at that. That might be the same one since I moved things around. But there is absolutely gold here in the +20, so that's really good to see so early on. Next up, we got our +40. Now, there's more material here. We got our coarser sand. Probably just a little bit over the halfway mark on the China pan. What are these, like 14 inches or so? 12? I don't know. Let's see. But good amount of material to go through here. I'm sure there'll also be some gold to find in here. Now, of course, the smaller stuff likes to hide down at the bottom. We're not going to dig through here. We're going to run it down the sluice, and we're going to find all of that. Finally, we got the 40. Less material to deal with here, and I like that because the -40 is usually the harder material to go through just because it's really fine. but a fair amount of it either which way. Not a huge amount of sands to deal with. I call these the soft sands because they're really fine and nice and soft. But this is also where you're going to find that really fine gold as well. So we'll go through here last. We're going to get everything all wetted up, set everything up for the sluice, and we're going to find us some gold. Don't go nowhere. All right, we are back. We got the dirt all wetted up. I took the time while that was soaking to make sure all my safety equipment was properly in place. Had a little safety meeting to ensure all of that, because you know we take safety very seriously here. All right, so let's fire up this sluice. Got her wet. Now we got to do something with it. Yeah, baby. Now, as always, we're going to start with the big stuff, 10 mesh, and then head our way down. Get some of these organics out of here. I probably should have dumped them out elsewhere. But, as you can see, there's a lot of fine stuff that comes out of here with it. So, it's probably best just to go ahead and run it down the sluice anyway. So, here we go. First scoop going in. All right. There we go. Nice ridge of gold all the way through there. That looks good. That looks real good. Now, a couple pieces actually worked their way really far down. This is a nice picker. Big old piece of granite in there, probably why it was so buoyant. And the shape of it probably got caught by the water and dragged it down. We'll put that back up there. But that looks to be the only thing. Here's one piece right there, one piece right there. Otherwise, it looks like that big one was the only one that got down to the, almost to the second through the. There you go. So let's get this cleaned up, see what we got. That is an awesome pan of gold right there. You got all shapes and sizes, from this beautiful flower to the mid-size and even a nice large picker. Some really cool picker as well. Looks pretty fresh, close to the source, so it's not all rounded and beaten up. A little piece of quartz stuck in there, rock. Probably tweezer that out. But let's get all this sucked up. I'm going to repan the tub just to make sure we didn't miss anything, because there is a lot of fine stuff in there. And then I'm going to clean, well, before I do that, I'm going to clean all the little stuff that might have floated down to the bottom of the pan. But man, that is looking good. Woo! All right, we are back. We got that Vendetta Prospecting 1 gram gold guaranteed of the Hassayampa River Edition, 2 pounds of pay dirt. And we are back with this gold. It's all nice and dry and cool. Miner Bob and the ass are hanging by to make sure everything is on the up and up. Let's fire this baby up. Hello. All right, let's do this. Boom, big old chunky. Almost a 1/4 gram, that one piece by itself. Here comes the other chunky flakes. All right, make a pile of fines over here. Oh, a couple more flakes came out with it. Got everything? Yeah. And there you have it. 1.161. 164. Here, let me not talk at the scale. Give it a second to settle. And 1.164 grams of gold. 1 gram was what was guaranteed. We're a little bit over that. Vendetta Prospecting, I ain't mad at you. All right, so we're going to be right back with our final words and ROI. But before that, I'm going to take a couple pictures and share with you this gold up nice and close. Don't go anywhere. Alright, welcome back. Man, that was some fun dirt to go through, and that was some really awesome gold there at the end. What can I say? Let's get to it. Let's just go to and do the review, so then we can get to the ROI, which you're all waiting for. So first off, the dirt. The dirt was nice. I gotta say, there was no BS into it. There was a little bit of organics, but that's fine. This is natural pay dirt. And you kind of want to see a little bit of organics there every now and then, just to remind you that, hey, this comes from a natural source. This isn't quarry dirt, which a lot of sellers will sell you. You know, they'll get some crap out of their quarry, crush it up, and turn it into pay dirt. But this was some natural pay dirt, and it will remind you of that. Now, the nice thing about this stuff is there was not a lot of big rocks in there. A very small amount of that 1/4 inch material even made its way into the bag. And for 2 pounds of pay dirt, that's really good. A lot of times you're going to find, you know, maybe 1/3 of the bag or 1/4 of the bag is a bunch of big ass rocks that you're either just going to throw out in the driveway, or you might try crushing them up, but there's probably not a lot of gold in there anyways. But either way, you did not get that here. Small amount of 1/4 inch, everything else was actual pay dirt. Now I call everything below 1/4 inch, that's my pay dirt. That's the stuff that's going to have the gold in it. 1/4 inch, unless I'm buying nuggets, that isn't the case. But there was a lot more material in the 10, 20, 40, 40 mesh. All pretty even throughout there, so a good spread, and there was gold at every level. And that's the most important thing. It really sucks to get dirt where you waste half your time going through dirt that has no gold in it. You know, the fine stuff, there's no gold in it. That wasn't the case here. There was gold at every level of classification other than the 1/4 inch. There was a nice picker in there. There was a lot of nice size flakes in there. And then there was a lot of fine gold in there. And so it really went well with the different classifications that you wound up getting out of the dirt. Now, the gold, like I was just saying, we got pieces of gold at every level of classification. There was a good amount of fine gold in there. There was a pile of fine gold in there. And I really like that because that lets me feel like I'm getting gold from a natural source. There's sizes of all sorts in there. And you really got to chase those finds. You're not just going to throw it in your pan, swish it around, grab your gold, and go about your day. You're going to have to work for it here. Now, there's not a lot of black sands and there's not a lot of heavies in here, so there's not a lot of worry about that. But there's just enough that will cover that gold and make you have to, work it out of there. Now, aside from the sluicing, I went through this. I repanned it twice. I never repan twice. I had to repan this twice to make sure I got all those little fine golds because every time I just kept finding more. So there is a lot of fine gold in here. It's an awesome bag of pay dirt. I gotta say, this is probably my favorite of all of his pay dirt that I've done so far. The Hassayampa River edition. $70, 1 gram of gold is guaranteed. And I'm going to say you're guaranteed to have a good time going through this one. So go check it out, vendettaprospecting.com. The Hassayampa River edition, 2 pounds of pay dirt. What we wound up spending on this bag of dirt, let's do the thing, the sign. Boom! We paid $70 for this bag of dirt. We got ourselves 1.64 grams of gold. 1.164 grams of gold. The value of that gold at today's rate, $66.22. And that's going to get us an ROI on this bag of dirt of 94.6%. And that's a hell of a good ROI, considering that this was really fun to go through. You have to earn it to get that gold out of this dirt. So what I'm going to say to you is if you're going through it with a pan, take small chunks of it and work through them like that. Don't tackle the whole bag at once. If you're sluicing it, sluice it a couple times. Run it a couple times to make sure you get all those fines. Because even this thing let a lot of those fines go through. So I had to repan a couple times to get them. I think I might have been running it at a little bit of a high angle. But either way, it might have been 11 degrees versus 10 degrees. But it's really fine gold, and it has a tendency to ride the water. So just be careful there and repan it a couple times to make sure you get it all. Otherwise, you're likely to miss a few flakes. And it all adds up, so you don't want to miss any of that gold. Otherwise, what are you doing, right? But either way, Vendetta Prospecting, Hassayampa River Edition, 2 pounds of pay dirt. I give you a double thumbs up. I had a hell of a time going through it today. Thank you so much for making such a fun bag of dirt for us to go through. Keep in mind, people, these are small batch pay dirt, so if you want to get one, head over there, pick one up. And he has a lot of different kinds of pay dirt that you can check out from different various areas that he goes prospecting in. But I absolutely recommend this Hassayampa River. Had a great time going through it, and I think you will too. So that's that. Go get to it. Go get yourself some gold. This is Dig Daddy signing out from the shed. Thank you all for tuning in today. And as always, if I don't see you out on the rivers, I'll catch you in the backyard. Peace. Oh yeah. Click like. If you're not a subscriber, I notice a lot of you guys aren't subscribers. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to miss out on content if you don't. I mean, otherwise, you might find me again. I don't know. YouTube's a big place. But hit subscribe and join us every week. We're pushing for 500. We're almost there. We're really, really close. And then we're pushing for 1,000. Then we're pushing for 1,000,000. So join us on this journey. Hit subscribe. Hit that notification bell and all that other stuff everybody tells you to do. And slap like. Peace.